People have mentioned that the Destiny material gives them a headache when they read it. And what I've realized of myself within that is that when I first began to read the material, I would get a headache as well. And what I began to do was write down what I was thinking and what I was participating in within my mind during those times that I would get a headache. And what I realized was that I was getting stuck within a particular thought pattern. So it's best to just stop and breathe and write down what your thought patterns are so you can see exactly what you're existing as. See, people will adjust their values to fit their behavior. And so as they're reading the Destiny material, when their behavioral patterns are jeopardized, when their values according to those behaviors are jeopardized, when they fear losing their identity according to the behaviors that they've existed as, then they will pull away from the Destiny material, because the Destiny material causes you to question everything about this world and our existence that we exist within and as, and yet we have separated ourselves from. And people interpret the same information in radically different ways to support their own views of the world. And their views of the world are according to who raised them, what they were taught, what beliefs were instilled within them. Desteni Universe offers tools in order to support self, to release the bullshit that we've always existed as. It's a way of detoxing our physical body. And so often one in the beginning, when they begin to apply self-forgiveness, may also begin to get headaches, and all you have to do is replenish your body with water. Self-honesty is the point that one begins to acknowledge their self within the material, because you see your patterns that you've always existed as, and you see the dishonesties within them. To suggest that Desteni Universe will end up like Jonestown is simply utterly ridiculous. Jonestown has become somewhat of a punchline, a catchphrase, and it's become an icon for mindless or blind loyalty. And ironically, Jonestown has come to represent in popular culture the way that we all exist as, in that we don't question. We only accept what has happened in our world, what happens in our direct contact with our world. We accept it as if we have no control over it. And in fact, we don't. We are being led and controlled according to our minds, according to who we are and how we have existed as mind consciousness systems. To say that Jonestown was a mass suicide is merely showing the lack of investigation and the lack of questioning that one exists as, because the vast majority of those who died in Jonestown that day were murdered. And you can find this out for yourself by investigating. So to compare Desteni Universe to the Jonestown, what we've called as a massacre, it's just a denial of self within that, because you've denied yourself the very questioning of the situation in the first place. Propaganda, when the whole incident happened, was blown out of proportion. It was all over the TV, and there was never any follow-up. I personally remember when the story broke, the news, and everybody was talking about that story. And it wasn't until years later that I actually investigated for myself, only to realize that I had never been told the real story. I didn't know the incidences. I didn't know what happened up to that point of when these people actually died. So it's just like everything else in this existence. We don't question it. We wait for someone to follow. You are right. It's a terrible fight, a massive tug of war, and one in which we are playing out within our own minds. Desteni Universe offers the story of us, and there's plenty that people don't want to hear. When we feel threatened according to how we're existing, and when we don't want to change, then we don't want to hear, and we don't want to read, and we certainly don't want to see the atrocity that is existing within our world. But what we fail to understand is, if atrocity such as starvation and war, poverty, homelessness, if this is existing within our world, then it is existing within each and every one of us. And the material that Desteni offers and the tools provides us with the ability to begin to educate ourselves and question our reality. Since I have began studying the Desteni material and walking the Desteni I process over 3.5 years ago, I have become more educated. I've become more able to comprehend what I read through my reading skills, because they've improved through Desteni I process. I've been able to investigate whatever is going on in my world, whatever is in front of me. I've been able to investigate for myself. Sure, I often require assistance, but that assistance is given through perspectives. There is nothing about the Desteni material that is forced upon anyone. The point that was missed with regards to the Desteni material is that it is the language of equality. This has never been pre-programmed into our mind as consciousness. So you're not going to see it on the TV. You're not going to see it in a movie. Your best friends aren't going to be talking about it. And more than likely not your family members. If we have an idea that this world is supposed to be easy, then that's all it is exactly, is an idea. Because if you've actually considered looking in self-honesty at our world, instead of picking at groups that you have no real understanding of, then you would be able to see exactly how messed up we really are. And it is going to take each and every single one of us individually to reach that point of self-honesty through self-forgiveness, where we are able to breathe and direct ourselves, and to provide practical, active direction to our world within everything we touch, and within every one we touch, and to make sure that there is no more abuse. Desteni isn't here to entertain you. They're not here to stimulate you. They're here to tell you the story of you. And when you're ready to hear it, Desteni will be there for you to hear. Because Desteni is who you are. They're showing you who you are, and you don't like it. So get the hell over it and face yourself in self-honesty, and stand up in support of equality. Stand up and support an equal money system.